Well, hey there YouTube, Logan with Hideaway Homestead here, coming to you today with a video on coppicing. And I'm going to show y'all some of the stools that I've got back here in the woods that are sweet gum, that are for growing mushroom logs. These are in pretty deep shade, so they're not going to grow as fast and be as productive as a coppice that you have in the sun. But considering that these are for mushroom logs, and it's probably only going to take, you know, somewhere around 4 or 5 years at the most to get, you know, a sufficient size for mushroom logs. They're gonna, you know, they're doing pretty good. We've got just a little bit of growth on this stool right here that I'm going to show you, and I'm probably going to cut back several of these and allow the biggest stems to continue to grow. You want to get big logs out of them, but you can see right here, actually pretty decent size little shoots coming off of them, and they're about, you know, about the size of a pencil or so right now. But that'll change real soon because they've let me flip the camera around here, just mainly with showing my hand and me, just to give you a little bit of reference for size here. But it grew about 3 foot. And this year it'll grow a lot more, especially if I cut back a lot of this other stuff and allow the energy to focus on just a few of these little twigs coming up, little shoots there. Here's one. So this is another one that I had just cut down recently to cut up into logs. This one here, you know, it's got like a 4-foot one on it, but this is something that I wanted to show y'all. This is kind of an example of how hedge laying used to be done. Now with this is just, I left that piece of the log on with a strip right there. And what people used to do when they'd hedge lay is they'd come in and they'd cut a tree, well, you know, on an angle, and then they'd allow it to have just a little bit of the cambium left, and they'd bend it over. But look at all the shoots growing out of that log, and even out of the end of the log here. So I'm just gonna let this one go to see what it does. But you know, it's all about just having some of that cambium layer. And if you can do it with something this big, hedges are no problem whatsoever, because you're going to really be doing stuff with, you know, a diameter that's more akin to like on up this tree here, like this, you know, or smaller even, maybe more like this. So you cut it, bend it over, you're leaving just enough for the cambium to, you know, carry nutrients and everything to the stick that you're laying down. And as you can see, like on this one, all of the shoots grow straight up, and that's how they made hedges once they were woven together and grew up like that. That's how they made hedges that, you know, a bull couldn't run through, which is insane to think about the strength of a fence that a bull, you know, can't get through it. Here's the trees I've cut so far. So these are new stools. They'll be putting on growth here in the spring, putting out little shoots. Got more up here. I've got a lot of cleaning up to do back in this part of the woods. But here's one right here. I'm probably going to cut it down a little bit further. But I've got several stools back here. And once they all get into production, it'll be to where I don't have to go through and cut down little saplings anymore. I can do it just on the stools themselves. I'll have stools to constantly get mushroom logs from. Like for example, with this one here, it'll grow really quick. Only got one little shoot here, and you see the stool here. I'm gonna clip out these little ones and leave this big one and allow it to grow. But it's got, you know, more about the size of my finger there. And so it'll grow even faster, being just one shoot. And I'll probably come in, like I said, clean it up. May do it with all of them, have them just have one shoot. Pick out the straightest and the nicest one. And once it's about, you know, 3-4 years old, maybe 5 at the most, it'll be ready to harvest for mushroom logs and start back on the cycle again. So anyway, hope this video was helpful. If you found it helpful or liked the video, please leave a like. If you've got any questions or comments, you can drop those down below. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do so. I drop a video like this mostly every day. I appreciate all y'all watching, and we'll see you in the next one.